Weldon Acosta, students at Riverside High School in Durham, is set to be deported any day now.
Are immigration agents targeting undocumented students? That's what students at Riverside High School in Durham, North Carolina are asking as they gather on Capitol Hill today to demand the release of their undocumented classmate, 19-year-old Weldon Acosta. He was detained by immigration agents in January while he was on his way to class. He had no criminal record, was in his final semester of high school.
Yesterday, Riverside High School in Durham, North Carolina held its graduation ceremony. Among the pomp and circumstance, one student who should have graduated with his class was sadly absent. Weldon Acosta is a Honduran national who fled his country after the violence and threats to his life became so great that he risked everything to embark on a harrowing 17-day journey to the United States, all at the tender age of 17.
I was pretty devastated as an undocumented student, and coming from a background where, like, my parents are undocumented, my family, the people who surround me are also undocumented. I was really upset that it hit so close to home.
Immediately I asked, how can I help? At first, I don't think a lot of people were aware of what had happened, of how students in our community were being taken by immigration officials.
How many other students are going to go through this? When I heard about it, I was like, that could have been me, that could have been one of my really good friends.
After we started talking with students and spreading awareness and setting up lunch tables to explain about what was going on, a lot of people became more aware and started asking how could they help.
This hit pretty close to home for a lot of our students. I mean, a lot of students, whether it could have happened to them or it could have happened to a family member or a friend. So some kids stopped coming to school, some kids dropped out, some kids transferred, not just in Durham, but across the district.
They're not going to take him away from us. He deserves to be here. He deserves to finish high school, to be successful. He brings so much to our community. And I wanted to fight not only for him, but for all of the students that I work with and all of the undocumented people in our community.
Because of my work organizing for Weldon, from the very beginning, the union showed up all the time. They always showed up. Those folks were throwing down, and the union got behind this issue. There was never any question of, oh, this is too political, or this is about whatever, we're crossing a line, or, it was clear that we're fighting for our students, and everyone that I met through DAE was extremely supportive of that work.
We contacted local newspapers so that they could find out what was going on and report about the issues. And then we talked to local officials, we talked with Congressman Butterfield.
And so, Mr. Speaker, I too stand in support of Weldon and continue to fight for his release.
Yeah, we had a bunch of different things. We talked to students at lunch, we passed out white wristbands for students to show their support. We did social media campaigns, traveled to Washington, D.C., and it was really interesting to talk with so many different officials and hear a lot of them say, like, I know it's an issue, but we can't fix it. And so that was frustrating, but it also was sort of empowering to say, like, okay, well, if you can't fix it, we'll find ways to do it, and we'll just keep pressuring you or pressuring someone else until changes are made.
I was very happy. It had been a long 6 months. I saw all that hard work, those tears, everything came out. It was amazing to know that the whole community fought for this, and seeing how we did something. It was just people doing it, it was really amazing.
When I found out that he had been released, I was hoping the whole time that would happen, because in my mind I can't see why it's possibly a good idea to put a student who's in high school in a jail cell instead of just staying in a high school classroom and learning. But when I found out, I started crying. I was just so excited because it was great and empowering to see the effects that we had made and power of what we could do as students, and see if we could inspire more kids to do the same thing, then what other changes could happen.
I think the best moment was seeing him hug his mother. because she fought so hard for him too and was so brave through the whole process. And it did feel like a win in one way. I mean, we still have ways to go, but I was just happy to see him back where he belongs in the community and with his family. And I think one of the best moments was last June when I watched him walk across the stage at graduation. I think I've never cheered so loud in my life. So I'll say it was a mix of emotions.
Our laws are discriminating groups. Our laws are discriminating immigrants. Our laws are discriminating the LGBT community. Our laws are wrong and we must change them.